Kan du lige skaffe et glas vand til mig og komme ned og give mig det? Bare lige et glas postevand. Siger os lige til Justin, han skal komme ned og åbne sin computer. Tue, sig til Justin, han skal komme ned og åbne hans computer. Det ved jeg godt. Har Wilson trykket live? What's up, Backgammon fans? The wait is over. I'm Mark Olsen. I will be commentating for you today in the UBC 2003 final, Sander versus Mochi. So the format here is that they play over 3 days. They play a total of 12 7-point matches. And they gather 2 points from each match, 1 point for the match win and 1 point for the PR win, whoever plays the lower PR or error rate. So we've got Sander playing as the orange checkers, as bottom player. And we've got Mochi playing as blue checkers, as top player. We're live here at the Tung Nam Coffee House in Copenhagen. We've got quite a lot of spectators already. I think we're like 40 people here. So it's quite exciting. And the players are about to begin. So for the first time ever, we're going to do a live stream of the UBC final. Usually we did it in a secret room, secret location. We recorded it. Everybody in the room had to sign a non-disclosure agreement to not spoil anything. And then we broadcasted it 1 month afterwards. But this time we decided to mix it up a bit, try something new. And let's see how it goes. So far it seems quite cool to have so many spectators here at the venue. We didn't expect that many, to be honest. Already here 1 o'clock in Copenhagen on a Monday. We thought that people were gonna come little by little as they got off from work, but it seems that the Backgammon community here has made a priority to show up. And we've seen Mochi is holding the prize cube. This is the UBC prize cube. It's custom made with special materials, golden engravings, and Mochi's just feeling it out. That's the main trophy that they're playing for, actually, because we thought, which token can they get the most utility out of? And yeah, a special cube. It's pretty cool. So now we're just waiting for the players to get ready. I will be able to see your comments on YouTube. Oh wow, we've got 430 live viewers already. Yeah, so what else can we say here? More people are arriving. We had to give a brief to the spectators here. We had to tell them that they are not allowed to make any loud noises. They can talk if they don't do it too loudly, but they're not allowed to interfere because they are sitting in the same room as the players. They are approximately 10 to 15 meters away from the two players. And they're watching the board cam on a big monitor. They're not able to see the XG feed unless they go to YouTube, of course, which they can, but we briefed them that if they do, they gotta keep their mouth shut to not interfere with the match. So last year it went all the way to 12 matches, where Sander, he was leading all the way all along, and then in the very last match, Mochi actually was catching up to Sander, and it ended up being super exciting. But with Sander eventually winning, the first player ever to beat Mochi in a UBC final. And then Mochi, of course, being Mochi, goes straight into the contender tournaments, beat 30 other grandmasters, and wins the spot right back again to come back and challenge Sander. Last year they played in Tokyo on Mochi's home field, and this time it's in Copenhagen on Sander's home field. And the fun thing about Copenhagen is that it's got a very big backgammon community. So that's one of the reasons why we figured that we might want to do this live, because we're going to have a lot of spectators coming and creating a good event out of this. So if you have any questions, you can just write them in the chat. And I'll see if I can keep up. Most of them I'm probably going to miss, but sometimes I do try to check out what you guys are writing. We are at a live venue here. It's a bar and cafe, so sometimes you will hear the coffee machine brewing. Okay, hang on guys, I gotta go help them to fix the clock. We did it. Yeah. The match has begun. Error rate 0.0 for both players so far. We are just a couple of moves in. So I missed out on the chat here for the last minute or so while we were fixing the clock. I think it would be fun if everybody wrote their PR guesses. What's the average PR going to be for each player? Let me see what you think in the chat. And remember to, of course, smash that like button. Ooh. Okay. Here we go. So 6-2 for Mochi. Most likely he's going to make the 11 point, right? And what about the last two? I think the question is whether you step up. You could do this. Oh, it's a small mistake. Not too bad. 22 millipoints. But a small mistake. So I think Mate, the transcriber, has blunder settings for 20 millipoints, which is the Japanese settings. Usually we set it to 80. So that counted as a blunder, but in reality it wasn't a blunder. Ooh, double 6 for Sander. The first unlucky anti-joker. Mochi doesn't have a cube yet, but he is considering it though. There's still a lot of contact value here for Sander. Good roll, Mochi, 4-2. 6-1 Sander. I think Sander's quite happy to make a double anchor here, even though the 1-5 back game is not particularly good. Yeah, still too early for Mochi. I think he's doing the right decision here, not doubling. 6-3, pretty good. He can make a point, make the 10 point. Yeah, so the game has defined itself. This is now a contact game. Mochi has full freedom. Notice that he cleared out all of the back checkers from Sander's side of the board. Ooh, Sander makes a good play here. He realizes he doesn't have timing to play the 1-5 back game. The pip count is simply not enough for Sander. He's only trailing 29 pips after the move. So excellent move by Sander. It was actually a big decision. Do you stay in the back game or do you just run? Now we have a 20-point holding game with a goalkeeper. And yeah, good choice, Mochi. It's simply too early here. The goalkeeper holding game is very strong here in the early phase. Mochi has to develop his position a little bit further. Like, for instance, he has to make the 3-point. That's what he's doing here. Next time, I think Mochi can double. With this development of the double 3. I mean, again, it's a kind of a blessing and a curse to roll these doubles in the UBC format, because although it's a great roll, it increases your match winning chances. It also increases your blunder potential. And actually, this is the best play. This is the best play from Mochi. The bar point is extremely strong when you still have checkers on the midpoint. Okay, so I'm getting messages from you guys that we've got XG sound on. Let me go see if I can fix it. Yeah, and there's the cube. Okay, Sander elects to take it here. So we're on the problem with the XG audio. It's a classic live stream mistake. You know, we try to test everything, but there's still one loose end, and an audio source from the transcriber Mate hadn't been disabled. So thank you guys for letting us know, and we'll try to fix it as soon as possible. So Sander took a small pass here, but it's very close, and I know Sander, he likes to take these kinds of positions because they're quite easy to play. And that's one of the considerations that Sander always thinks about. Is my position difficult or easy to play? So I think we solved it now. Let me know in the chat in case the XG sound is still on. Yeah, so big decision for Mochi here, whether he pay now or pay later. He has to pay now some way or the other, because he's not going to clear the 8-point here. That would be a big blunder. So the question is, where's it better to leave a shot from? And since we have XG to show us the right idea here. Oh, you could also slot the 2-point here. It doesn't really solve any problem. Yeah, this is the play. So I think the advantage of clearing the 11-point here rather than the 13-point is that Sander has to break the crucial 20-point anchor if he wants to come off and make a hit. And that's going to leave him in a vulnerable situation. Whereas if he leaves the shot on the midpoint, Sander can simply just hit from his midpoint, thereby preserving his high anchor. So great play by Mochi here. Really, really good play. Sander makes the hit. Oh, wow. Are we going to see a recube already? There we go. It could be a recube already. What's the pip count? Sander still trailing in the race, 16 pips. And Mochi does have a pretty good prime formation himself. So I think that Mochi is probably taking. But that doesn't mean it's not a double. You know, you can still have market losers. So Sander has a real decision here. Okay, we see the XG result. XG says no redouble. Sander's a 65% favorite, winning 17.7% gammons. Pretty big decision. Sander's trying to figure out whether he has market losers here. So what if Sander makes the 5 prime and Mochi dances? Is that going to be a market loss? Or is it simply what he needs to get into an efficient cube? Great decision by Sander. Really, really good decision. He might lose his market, but I don't think he's going to lose it by a mile. Okay, so we fixed the audio, it seems. Very good. Thanks to you guys. Oh, there's the 4 cube. There's the 4 cube. Was that a market loss? It probably was. Oh, it's close. It's close. Just a 50 millipoint pass. Comes down to a 33 millipoint pass on XG plus. Very interesting. We have a 4 cube already in the first game. Sander is really putting Mochi on the spot here. Oh, he takes it. Interesting. Wow. Really exciting. Really exciting. Oh, Sander doesn't get to close his 5 prime here, so it's not a particularly good roll for Sander. And the question is, does Sander want to leave those 4 shots from the bar by having the 7 point slotted? I think he will, because he really needs that 5 prime. He's still trailing in the race a little bit. So Sander wants to prime. When you're trailing in the race, you want to prime. Wow, look at the best play from XG here. Yeah, that's a tough... I mean, small error from Sander here, but I get it. Oh, Mochi strikes back with a 1-6 from the bar. Very unlucky sequence for Sander, but Sander hits back immediately. Wow, what a hitting exchange already. Mochi stops a bit. I mean, I don't think he's seriously considering redoubling here. But the redoubling point to 8, and this is something Mochi he knows, it's quite low. Mochi dances. Crucial swing. Crucial swing. So Sander really wants to close out the 5 prime now. There it is. But there are multiple ways to do it. Yeah, that's the deuce. You always have to look at the coming out play here. Again, a decision for Sander. Yeah, and XG tells us that we have to come out. This is one of those plays where the computers really showed us the way, like showed us how the style of play. You don't want to have a position where you have a back position and a front position and nothing in between, because you just have a higher likelihood of crunching. But Sander, again, error by Sander, but I don't blame him. You know, it was a really tough decision. But it's that computer style, not even computer style, it's a beautiful balanced style where you just put a lot of emphasis on on mobility, on not getting stuck behind a prime, on connectivity. Sander has good position here, but by all means, it's not over. Ooh, 5-3, what a roll. I think he just has to cover it, yeah. Good play, Sander. It was an excellent roll by Sander. 2-6, looked a bit like the 1-6. Now Sander wants to come out, yeah. But here, you know, if Sander rolls like a 3-3, 2-2, 3-2, he can roll some annoying rolls, even though it's just a 3 prime that he's trapped behind. But luckily for Sander, he managed to get out. Okay, Mochi is still fighting. It's not over yet, guys. Even though Mochi is down to 17% match winning chances here, or game winning chances. Okay, so I guess Sander's gonna make the 6 prime here, right? Is he gonna go for the gammon and the blitz attack with the loose hit on the ace point? Or will he simply just make the 6 prime? Yes, it's of course a very clear play. You just make the 6 prime, and now you are a 92% favorite. Six, 5. Another decision for Sander here, because he could actually win a gammon here if he gets the closeout. But it's risky to go for the closeout because there's a small chance of crunching when you go for the closeout. But the thing is that when Mochi has 6 men in the outfield, there is a realistic chance of winning a gammon. Yeah, that's the 5. Definitely the 5. I think there's a good chance Sander is going to find the right play here. He's really good in these types of moves. Figure out when to blitz, but it's difficult. Okay, fair enough. Small inaccuracy here, a small error from Sander, 32 millipoint error. And here we see the gammon chances are dwindling for Sander. Mochi came in, and every crossover from here on out matters for Mochi because he's saving gammons by doing so. And you can see the gammon rate is all the way down to 9% now. So by not closing out his homeboard, Sander kind of lost the chance of winning a gammon. 4-1, but this is a pretty easy game to play here. We're going to see both error rates go down a bit. I think maybe Mochi is still 3.4 for Sander, 1.7 for Mochi, but no blunders. By the conventional standard, that's a loose hit. Yeah. Okay, move back. Yeah, Sander moves back. So I guess you've got to use 3 of the 4s to hit loose on the ace point. And after that, the best use of the last 4s actually to jump out. Just again, these mobility moves, just so you don't roll an annoying 3 next time. Even though it wouldn't be disastrous. At 3-1, you see? Yeah, that Sander just conceded a little bit of flexibility, which is going to slow down his bear off a bit. That's an awkward number for Mochi. He has to hit, and all of a sudden, there's a slight chance of gammon again. If Sander can pick that up, wow, he does. This could be a one game match, guys. Okay, so Mochi is desperate to get the anchor here to minimize the gammon chances. Oops. Mochi doesn't get it. Neither does Sander. This could take a while, guys. One of them has to win this dice battle. Sander needs a 5. And Mochi needs an ace. No 5. Wow, he picks up another one. Now the gammon threat is real. It is definitely real. Sander could put 3 men on the bar here. Oh, they dropped a die. $5-2 for Sander. Mochi desperately needs that ace. If he can just anchor up, then the gammon chances would significantly drop for Sander. But Sander's not taking it. He's simply going for a 3-checker closeout here. I think he's a favorite. Oh, there's an ace. Mochi keeps fighting. He wants to come in. He wants to come in to save the gammon. And this is a nice position for Sander as well, because it's very difficult to make any mistakes here. And so you're going to grind your PR down because you get easy decisions. There's the ace. Crucial ace for Mochi. And I think Mochi is a favorite to save the gammon now. But I haven't seen the percentages. Also, I can inform you that the commentary will be done by me and Justin Noel. We're going to take turns, switch match by match. So in the next one, we will have Justin Noel in the commentator booth. Since we're doing it live, it was a little bit difficult to have like a dual mic setup. So we decided to just keep it simple, minimize chances of error, and just go with one mic. So Sander has a deuce to play. He's considering breaking the 7-point while Mochi is on the bar. I think it's got to be rather close because you do have some risk doing it. Like Mochi could roll a 6-1 and somehow get lucky enough to win the game from there. But it's also quite nice to just clear it now, because there's also a risk by not clearing it now. You know, Mochi might come in and then you might leave a direct shot. Sander makes slightly the wrong play. Decent roll by Sander. He gets to create a little bit of flexibility. Yeah, I think it's better to keep the 5-point board, because you simply win more gammons that way. Here's the first decision for Sander here. Do you play aggressively in the bear off, or do you just clear from the rear? And we get to see that there's actually a pretty big difference in equity. That it's significantly better to clear from the rear. But over the board, I think Sander doesn't have an easy decision here. Okay, well played, Sander. I think the clue is that you get a really nice and flexible position by clearing from the rear. And of course you want to clear from the rear, again, especially against the ace-point anchor. Mochi is in. Oh, this is going to be close call if Mochi can save this gammon race. Double 3 for Sander. Excellent roll. Excellent roll. He's going for it. I think this is a good play. Let's see the hint. Okay, we didn't get to see the hint, but I think the PR went down, which means Sander made the best play, because Sander is really fighting to win the gammon here. There is the shot. Mochi needs to win it. Oh, Mochi needs to hit it, sorry. Double 6s. That's a great shot from Mochi. It's not a hit, but he has a chance of saving the gammon now. Mochi desperately needs to hit that 3 now, or get another big double. 4-5, not a good roll. Not a good roll. Is he considering staying here? Wow, he's considering staying. That would be a big blunder. Okay, Mochi does make the best play. Well played, Mochi. Not a good roll for Sander. He misses a full roll here by rolling a 3. So Mochi is probably relieved. There it is, the gammon save. Mochi does it, he saved the gammon. But it's still a 4-point win for Sander Lylloff. He's off to an excellent start. Both players playing really well so far. Sander had a couple of errors, but no blunders yet from either player. Lover's leave for Sander here, the opening 6-5. It's one of the best opening rolls. He gets to improve on his freedom with the back checkers, which is a very important concept. Yeah, Sander's fighting for the 5-point here. Mochi comes in with a hit. Yeah, this is the classic decision whether to make a high anchor or to hit loose, and Sander makes the best play here. It simply takes precedence to make the high anchor. It's just stronger than making a loose hit, especially when you're leading 4-0 to 7. That is a great roll by Sander, double 1. Oh, that's a mistake. Oh, not a big one. 20 millipoints. Yeah, it would have been slightly better to slide up to the 20-point anchor rather than the 21-point. He's up in the race, Sander. No, sorry, he's not up in the race. Okay, that made it close probably. If he was up in the race, you definitely want to slide up. But I guess it's for defensive purposes. That's a good, decent roll. Sander gets to close his 4 prime here. Mochi doesn't really have much of a decision here, does he? He's up in the race, so he doesn't want to leave any shots. So playing 13 to 9 would be a mistake. So just make this play. Aces. This one is a bit awkward. This one is a bit awkward. How do you play this? There are multiple ways here. You could... Okay, there we get to see the computer suggestion. Just slide over to the 20 and slide over to the 4-point. But Sander might be tempted of hitting. Yeah, this is the play. That's the play. He doesn't need to hit here. He doesn't have a blitz position at all. He has a priming position. He's trailing in the race, so it's important to keep a pure prime. Good play, Sander. And it's also very convenient to upgrade his anchor to the 20-point. This is a bit awkward for Mochi. As expert players, we are not trained to make a play like 6 to 3 and put a dilly builder on the 3-point. We just don't like it. And look at this. Mochi's actually making a blunder here. The first blunder of the match. Mochi makes a blunder, 105 millipoints. And his PR shoots up from 1.0 to 2.4. So Sander is ahead now. A little bit on the PR. Yeah, on XG Plus it was 113 millipoint blunder, playing 13 to 6. But it was one of those awkward rolls where... Okay, Mochi makes another mistake here, burying 2 checkers. Another weird play. I don't even... Oh, it's an 89 millipoint. I think they have something with the transcriber. I don't know what happened. I don't know where Mochi is. I'm too far away from the board here. Okay, Mochi's coming back to the board. Sander plays the 3-1 correctly. Mochi just made 2 mistakes here. 2 small blunders for Mochi. So all of a sudden Sander is ahead in the PR. 3-2 for Sander, clears the midpoint, preserve flexibility. Wow, a joker! What a joker from Mochi, the 6-4. His only escaping number, and not only did he escaped with a hit. So what a joker for Mochi. Sander had the better position here, but all of a sudden, Mochi is in the lead here, and has Sander trapped in a holding game. That's a good play by Sander if he finds this play. It's one of those connecting contact plays where good play, Sander, really good play. It's not really that you want to get hit, but that blot there, it does create some contact. Like for instance, if Mochi was to roll a 6-1, for instance, Mochi would be very happy to make his bar point, but he couldn't do so without leaving a shot. So there are contact benefits by putting this blot on the 14 point. That's a good find for Mochi here. He finds the cube. So Sander knows that as long as the position is gammonless, he can take the cube rather easily. And he does find the take. Very good, Sander. It's got 6.5% gammons for Mochi, this position, so it's not entirely gammonless, but it's pretty close to being gammonless. So Sander was comfortable taking the cube. We got to see that it actually wasn't that big of a take, but still a very good decision by Sander. (6-2) for Sander here, so there's not really a natural play available. One question is whether he wants to keep that contact blot on the 14 point or not. I think that's the main question you want to answer in this position. And as we can see from the computer, it actually wants to keep the contact blot. But then you have to play 10-4 with a 6, and again, we don't like to make these inefficient plays where you put the checker past the point. Wow, excellent play by Sander. Really, really good play. Sander seems to be very sharp so far in these tough decisions. And Mochi, he has to play this game as the holding game leader. It shouldn't be that difficult, to be honest, in terms of difficulty level in his decisions. But there are some small decisions, like here, do you want to clear the 9 point or do you want to preserve the 9 point? The thing is, in these holding games against the 20 point, when you have the 9, 10, or 11 point made, they're not really net assets. Well, it's very close, to say the least. Usually they are very, very small net benefit or net asset. But here, if he keeps the 9 point, then he doesn't have many spare checkers left, which means his flexibility is low. And when that's the case, then it's actually dangerous to have too many points made. I think Mochi's gonna find the best play here. It is a pretty tough decision, I guess, over the board, but one of the advantages of clearing the 9 point is that you get to add to your spare checker supply. Yeah, great play, Mochi. Really, really good play. He does find it. I think that's structurally, you probably would slightly prefer to keep the 9 point, since you still have checkers on the midpoint. But as I said, it's very close whether it's a net asset or net liability. I think the deciding factor here was the fact that you create so many spare checkers with this play. 6-5 for Sander, so I guess Sander's just gonna build up his position here. We're up to a staggering 831 viewers already, and we're just starting out. That's pretty impressive. Let's smash the like button, guys, if you haven't already. We have 10 times as many live viewers right now as likes. That can't be real. Smash the like button, guys. Let's get that number up. It's gonna trigger the algorithm, and we're gonna get more viewers on our wonderful live stream here. The 2 best players in the world battling it out over 3 days. 6-3 Mochi. Yeah. And notice that Mochi made the sliding move, the underslide. What a fancy little movement there. Sander is just playing efficient, utilizing his checkers to the fullest. Double 6. What a killer. What a killer. There is a small decision though. Which move is better? Yeah, good move, Mochi. So it does make sense here to keep the 7-point made. It's gonna make make clearing the 8-point a lot easier. (3-1), slightly awkward, but he can clear the 7-point, I guess. Not leave any shots. Yeah. Oh, so Rory tells me that we actually have 207 likes. Maybe my YouTube page here didn't refresh, so that's my bad. So Sander's just playing a waiting game here. Now he has the 6' ready. Oh, there he goes, destroying his 6'. I guess it's actually a great play by Sander. Very accurate play here. I guess you wanna save some gammons as well. So Sander did get an extra crossover by stacking up a bit on the 6-point. Just to save the gammon. I think it's the same idea here. You gotta save gammon as well as preserve. Oh yeah, okay, small miss. It's nothing. It's nothing. 5-2. Yep. This is gonna be a win for Mochi for sure. Double 4. Is there a gammon lurking here? No, I don't think so. I think it's too unlikely or too impossible. We're playing on the Void Casio board. It's one of those boards inspired from the Backgammon Galaxy app. It was quite popular, or is a quite popular board in the Backgammon Galaxy app. So we found a way to make it into a live board as well. Oh, I thought Sander gave up there, but maybe Mochi told him to keep rolling. He wants his decisions. I'm not exactly sure if that's what happened.
Download the Backgammon Galaxy app for iOS or Android and see how you rank among the stars. Backgammon Galaxy is the main sponsor of the UBC. What's up, Backgammon fans? I'm Mark Olsen, Backgammon Grandmaster. In front of me I have one of the coolest backgammon boards ever designed, the Casio Void board. Go check it out on the Backgammon Galaxy web shop and get your board right.
Yeah, we got to see some ads there for the Backgammon Galaxy mobile app, of course, and the Casio Void board. And of course the inlays are changeable, so you could even purchase multiple inlays and switch it up, and multiple checkers as well. Okay, 6-3 Mochi. I think he's gonna hit loose on the 4-point. Yeah, there you go. You want to fight for your key points. 6-3. Okay, you could look for duplication here. You could look for duplication, but I think it's still probably the right idea to just come out. We didn't get to see the hint from the transcriber, but I was curious to see how the slotting plays ranked there. Because every time you can find duplication in the opening game, when you slot the 5-point, you should consider it strongly, I would say. 6-1 for Mochi. So Mochi realizes that he has a blitz and a race formation here, so it's not automatic to just make the 7-point. But then when you scan the board, you realize you can't really play an ace if you were to run with a 6. So there is no other play, and it's quite nice to just make the 7-point here. To be honest, I'm not really sure why Mochi is taking so long on this move. But it goes to show that it really matters what kind of formation. This is actually what Mochi talks about in chapter 1 in Masterclass. And here Mochi has a blitz and racing formation. while Sander has a priming formation. So notice that Mochi is stacked and he has gaps in the structure. Sander has a more flat and concrete structure with less gaps in it, easier to fill out, more builders from the rear coming from the rear to fill out the gaps in his prime. So okay, Mochi makes a mistake here. He finds the creative play, I would say. Maybe he wants to prove a point after writing that chapter in Masterclass, which position type you have, but that was a mistake. I think Sander's going to find the hitting play here. He might be tempted to make the 5 point, but the problem by making the 5 point is that it's not just the 5 that are good for Mochi to anchor up. It's also the deuce where he can hit on Mochi's 11 point. So I think he simply has to hit for that reason. It's just way fewer good rolls for his opponent. He does look at it. Maybe he's considering playing 7 to 4 here, which is a little bit of a funky idea. Yeah, that's a good play, Sander. Good play, Sander. 4-5 for Mochi. I think he needs to get out of there. I don't think he want to be under the gun here on Sander's 5 point. Yeah, that's the good play. Distraction slot. Get out on the other side, away from being under the gun. Okay, Sander is leading. This is actually a score that me and Sander, I've been helping Sander out a bit in the preparation purposes here. We're good friends and we usually play one match a day anyway, so we've been going a little bit more seriously at it the last month or so. And this particular score, 3 away, 5 away, when you're leading, we've been practicing this score because it's quite difficult to find the doubling window. Ooh, 5-4, that's a good roll, but he has a decision here because he has got 2 great plays available. He could anchor up, make the golden point, or he could fight for his own prime by hitting loose on the 5 point. This is a tough decision. Again, usually, I've said it before, anchoring up, making a high anchor, takes precedence over a loose hit. But this is not like an early loose hit, this is a very strong middle game hit where Sander is much more developed already. So the hit makes quite a lot of sense here. If Sander wins the battle of his 5 point, battle for the 5 point, he would have a demanding position. Both 4s are so good, it's so good to anchor up on the 20 point, but it's also so good to hit loose and fight for your prime. I'm really not sure what I would have played here. Okay, I didn't even consider playing 13 to 9, to be honest. But he's looking at it. I don't like it. Oh, that's actually a pretty big play. A pretty big mistake. That's kind of a move you make if he already anchored up and you have like a holding game situation where you want to build some priming points. Yeah, Mochi is kind of forced to start the fight here. 3-6 dance. What a terrible roll for Sander. And since Mochi is trailing 5 away, 3 away, he needs to be more aggressive with the cube if he can win a gammon. It's the 4-point threat here and as we can see from the result, this is actually a cube. It's very close. Sander's gonna have an easy take. I don't see Sander ever dropping this cube. Mochi is simply too underdeveloped for Sander to drop this cube, and Sander has a nice and flat structure, so he's not gonna drop it. But that doesn't mean that it's not a cube. Anyway, you gotta look for the market losers. These two players are playing on such a high level that even though there is a little bit of bluffing going on here and there, I mean, especially if you can sense that your opponent's gonna have a tough decision. Excellent cube by Mochi. Super cube. Sander instantly takes it. Not much of a decision. Great roll by Mochi. Great. Oh, that play. I was just thinking of anchoring up on the 20 point. Yeah, just anchor up. You can make the prime next roll. That golden point anchor is destroying much of Sander's offense. Wow, Sander hits right back. And all of a sudden, Sander is ahead in the race by 7 pips. Uh-oh, this is a great shot, Mochi. I think he's going to put 2 men on the bar here. That's 1. And then he's going to switch. Point shift. Point shift from 5 to 4. Yeah, he's up in the race, Mochi. He's already established an advanced anchor. This is no good. This is a priming move. This is when you... Wow, double 4. Flashback to the semi-final against Wilcox Snellings when Sander won the World Championship in 2022. What a joker this is. But Mochi made a mistake here. Sander would have danced. Mochi was going for the wrong game plan here. He was playing pure, as if he was trailing a lot in the race. The point shift is good when you're up in the race. You've established an advanced anchor. You just gotta go for a racing style position. Oh, Sander's thinking about not double hitting here? Could that be better to make the 7 point? I would go for the double hit. This is my play. 2 men on the bar. Okay, let's see the hint from the transcriber. We don't get to see the hint. Mochi danced? Wow. Of course, Sander's not gonna redouble. He's up. He's leading 3 away, 5 away, so he definitely doesn't want to redouble for the match here. That would be idiotic. Sander's just trying to win a gammon. Get lucky and win a gammon. That's a good move by Sander. It adds ammunition to the blitz attack. It slots the 7 point, which is very nice to make. The only downside was that you still have those 17 point checkers stranded a little bit. Oh, this is a... Okay, decent play by Sanders. 9 millipoint inaccuracy. XG tells us that the best play was actually to break the 7 point anchor. 17 point anchor. Now Mochi has an interesting choice. He could go for the back game, or he could go for a front game by hitting. This is a tough choice for Mochi here. It's literally 2 completely different game plans that Mochi can choose from here. So you don't get that comparison advantage. It's kind of like cube decisions, you know. You don't have anything to compare it to, so it just makes it difficult. So what are we supposed to think over the board here? I think that we're supposed to assess timing. Like, do we have the timing to play the back game? If not, we should probably hit. If yes, then the decision is tough, because a well-timed back game is very strong. And as we can see here from the analysis, that it's actually very close. I think Mochi's gonna burn more time here. Yeah, that's the 5. Now he's gonna have a look at the other move. I don't see Mochi making this play. Okay, good. He probably, because he's already a little bit low on time, he wanted to be faster, but it was a small mistake according to 4ply or whatever level the hint mode was set to. Okay, there's the back game, and it's actually a slightly better back game in this position, because in the early stage of a back game, you prefer the higher, more shallow back games. Like the 5-3 back game is very strong here. Notice how many of Sanders' points that are in double contact range with Mochi's anchors here. So, okay. Yeah, small inaccuracy according to the computer, but makes sense. 3-6. Sander keeps it simple. Is that the best play, Sander? He could try to get creative here. Yeah, Sander's PR just went up. I think that was a better play. We didn't get to see it. The transcriber's a little bit sloppy. We gotta go tell Mate to step up his game, as it usually is. Usually he's the gold standard of transcription, but he's been slipping a little bit here, not giving us hint on some decisions. Sander's PR just dropped, so probably Sander did make the best play actually, but again, we didn't get to see the hint. Sander has a comfortable lead here in the PR. He's basically 2 blunders ahead of Mochi, if not 2.5 or 3. So it's looking pretty good for Sander here in match 1. But of course we have a marathon ahead of us, right? It could go to 12 matches like it did last year. And Mochi seems to be in superb condition, actually. That's kind of like the word around here. He brought Kazuki from Japan, his close friend and training partner, and they've been studying hard, of course, and playing all morning here to get Mochi ready. Sander took a bit of a more casual approach. Good play, Sander. Really, really good play. He's up against the back game, so it's not that risky to get hit while your enemy still has that many checkers back. Oh, look at this play. Nice play, Mochi. Again, we are seeing special back game moves here. They wouldn't necessarily be correct in a conventional position, but when you're playing a back game, the concepts of purity and checker utilization, they just go way up. And, well, okay, so you want to have a look at it, because coming out with the 5 is actually very good as well to preserve mobility, but I think this is just such a nice move. Oh, nice move, Mochi. I love it. Really nice move to slot. Sander's just... You are a little bit ambivalent with a hit here. You definitely want a hit because you don't want Mochi to make a pure prime. But you're giving him some extra timing. 1-5 is pretty good. Notice how he plays the 5s. He comes out instead of covering the 8 point. Again, it's a mobility move. He doesn't want to run out of mobility and timing and risk crunching. So it's a very good play by Mochi. Sander's a bit wary by hitting Mochi here. I mean, this is interesting, right? It's one of those back games where you really have to think hard whether you want to hit and give your opponent more timing. But what else are you gonna do here? I think it's the only way to play that. Oh, look at the best play. It's a 46 millipoint mistake by hitting Sander. He really tried to find another play, but there just wasn't any available. So again, Mochi has a decision here. Do we stay in a triple back game or do we come out? Super interesting game. Mochi knows that, and this is one of the things I had to learn the hard way as well. I've been making some blunders recently actually against Sander by leaving the triple anger back game. So I've very good play, Mochi, very good play. I think I would have found the play myself here as well, just because I had those blunders recently where I left the triple anger back games. It's just so strong, a triple anger back game. It's really, really strong. I like that play from Sander. Okay, it's an 18 millipoint mistake. I mean, this is very difficult, obviously, so we're not going to blame Sander for making 18 millipoint mistakes here. But I like it. Safety is not really an important concept in these kinds of positions, because it doesn't matter if Sander gets hit. You just got to play pure and efficient. The best play is 8-2. Yeah. Okay, I mean, Sander makes the human play, let's say. Mochi's just going to wait in the triple back game, I think. Yeah. The triple back game is pretty strong. Double threes. So I guess we just clear from the rear, right? There's not much to do. I mean, we could clear the 7 point is actually the trouble point, but you would create so many gaps and you would create an inflexible position with all those checkers on the 4 point. So let's just keep it simple. Okay, Mochi is forced to leave the triple back game, but now at this point in the game where Sander has all of his checkers to his 8 point or further, it doesn't matter that much whether he has a triple back game anymore. It's almost like a phantom triple back game. Mochi dances. He would have preferred to come in here. Now Sander has a chance of covering. That's an important 3 for Sander. And now we're down to something that just seems normal now. compared to the triple back game, which is the 1-3 deep back game. And Mochi actually has a well-timed 1-3 back game here, which means that in terms of winning chances, this is rather close. I think Sander's just a small favorite to win the game. It's almost 50-50. But of course, Sander's a big equity favorite because many of his wins will be gammons or even backgammons. Three, four. You clear the 8 point. Sander has a pretty nice position here. Nice backloaded spare checkers. Double three, that's awkward. Nah, maybe it's not that bad actually. It's not that bad. So again, the Mata doesn't press hint, but this is one of those. Oh, double five, no move. This is one of those positions where Mochi might start looking for the amoeba split, when you split up one of your anchors to open up for bad numbers. So it's a way of increasing your contact value. Oh, the ace is forced. The ace is forced. Yeah. It's not the end of the world to get hit, but he definitely doesn't want to get hit here, Sander. Oh, that's an unlucky roll for Mochi here. He didn't get it. So now Sander has a chance to clear up that problem. And he does clear up the problem. Mochi want to roll small here so he can stay in his back game for one more roll. Oh, that fits. I think Mochi want to stay in the back game. Nope, the computer disagrees. Well played, Mochi. Okay, so I probably would have made a mistake here. Even though there are some killers for Sander here, double one, double three, he does get more or less the best of both worlds with this play, because he will get some shots. Okay, there it is. Crucial moment in the game here. Mochi fans. He misses the crucial shot. Can Sander close? Wow, double aces for Sander. Couldn't have been a better roll. 1. Close the gap. 2, 3, and 4. Wow, what a roll for Sander. And now Mochi is left in a terrible position, and there's a lot of gammons. This could be a 2-0 win for Sander Lylloff. 3-2 Mochi dances. Maybe Mochi is even happy to dance now. I think Mochi needs to... Oh, double sixes. Mochi needs to hit a shot, otherwise it's game over. Deuces, he dances. That's he doesn't mind. It's a pretty good dance actually, because he needs to hit a shot. Okay. Basically this is a double shot. A 3 or deuce, but not double deuce. There's the deuce. Okay, Mochi got the hit. Wow. Crucial hit from the Super Grandmaster. Super Grandmaster Masayuki Mochizuki. So now the idea is to play a containment game. Nice play, Mochi. This is really good for Mochi's PR as well, because he's going to be able to grind his PR down here. Now we want to flood the outfield. Okay, that's a little bit early to slot the 7 point, because he doesn't have any builders to back it up. Again, Mate is lazy. He's not using the hint button. Aces is not good. It's not a good roll. It leaves another shot. Mochi can be a favorite here after hitting a deuce. Okay, he misses. Is he gonna go for the banana split? I think he will. This is exactly the play Sander made on Mochi last year, where Mochi is the best play. Sander knows it. Look, he's smiling and laughing. Good play, Mochi. It's gotta be the best play. Excellent play, huh? Expert play. But it makes so much sense, right? He kind of wants to get hit, so he has a chance of picking up that second guy. He's not going to cover it. He wants to pick up the second guy, otherwise he's not going to be a favorite. Sander's going to be a big favorite if he can just stay on the bar. Okay, Sander's happy. Mochi is looking to build the 7 point here. Great shot from Mochi. And Sander really doesn't want to hit. He just want to stay on the bar. Uh-oh. Wait, 2-6. Okay, maybe that one. Now, if he had to roll a deuce, that was the best one. 3-1, he misses. And Mochi's going to spread out his back checkers here. What an exciting first match we have. I think Sander prefers to just roll an ace to just pick up that pot. Oh, it's a forced move. He's going to get hit again. If Sander had rolled an ace, okay, that's the hit, and then we're gonna see the slot. There you go. There you go. Mochi knows exactly how to play this position. Oh, let's drop the dice, or the a die. It's easy to stop the Tempest clock. Big shout out to Tom from Tempest for making this magnificent backgammon clock and chess clock. And you can use it for Scrabble as well. Oh, there is the deuce. Mochi does it. Now Mochi wants to go for the closeout. Notice that he doesn't play pure here. He just goes for the closeout. Sander gets the deuce. Very important deuce. That means Sander still has winning chances. 6-3, I think he's going to make the 5 prime here. Or is Mochi going to go for the trap play? Mochi might... He should go for the... Wow, he sees it so fast. That's impressive. 99% of players here would have just made the 7 point to make a 5 prime. But Mochi realizes that you have to go for the trap play. He's trying to squeeze Sander off the anchor and then close him out. Expert play by Mochi here. And impressive, really impressive that he found it that fast. He probably had the idea in his mind already. 4-3. And notice that Mochi made the 14 point here. Why did he do that? It's to block for Sander's double sixes. Again, Mochi plays with high precision here. It's the best play. Sander's happy to not be forced off the anchor. I think Mochi is just going to play 17 to 11, 15 to 13 here. Keep the outfield control and keep your checkers as... Oh, that play. Uh-huh. Yeah, good play, Mochi. He's going for attackers here. It's not a containment game where you're trying to prime your enemy. You're trying to squeeze him off the anchor. Yeah, okay, Mochi does have a little bit of a decision here, but he just finds the best play again and again. 6-4 Sander. It's not a good roll. Now Sander opens up. Yeah, double 3. It double hits. You're gonna hit with 11 to 2. Yeah. Not a good swing of events here for Sander Lylloff. And Mochi is happy to survive. You know, he was about to lose the match. Now he's probably going to get to 4-4. And he gets to grind his PR down as well. So the PR race is... it's rather close. I think Sander is probably one blunder ahead of Mochi here. I'm talking about real blunders, not the current XG settings. Very efficient roll here for Mochi. Now it's going to be a race. Mochi's a big... Oh, double sixes. This is a gin position, basically. I think Sander has, I don't know, 2% winning chances, 3%. He has to get lucky and hit a shot. Okay, that's step 1. That is step 1. He needs to dance. He does dance. Okay, that's step 2. And then he needs to get a shot. That's step 3. He gets a shot. Aha, Mochi just maximizes men off. Good. And now we get to step 4. Ah, okay, he didn't. Okay, he made it all the way to step 4. But it was many steps that had to succeed for Sander to win that position. So 4-4. Very cool. Excellent match 1 here.
How to not suck at backgammon. A Grandmaster's Guide for Beginners and Intermediates. Get your copy now at the Galaxy Shop.
Test your skill level with our free interactive quizzes. Scan the QR code and join the Telegram group.
Only Grandmasters and Masters can play in the UBC.
Yeah, some cool ads. The new book, How to Not Suck at Backgammon. Beginner and Intermediates book. Then we saw the new Telegram quiz group. I strongly encourage everybody to join the Telegram group. It's completely free and they have the coolest quiz feature available. So we post cool quizzes there. We just had one with the blunders, cube blunders from last year's position, last year's UBC final, sorry. And then we had an ad for the next contender tournament, 2024, in Finca Naundrup in Marbella, Spain. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Ooh, Sander covers. Nice play. Nice play, Sander. Mochi is considering hitting with the 6 here. No, just come out. Good play, Mochi. Yeah, Mochi's oh, he's looking at the double hit. I don't think you should double hit here. Just make the anchor. Yeah, good play. Good play. So Mochi won the battle for the high anchor here. Crucial battle to win. Now he's winning the anchor war. Whoever has the more advanced anchor is winning the anchor war. And look at the PRs, how close they are now. 2.28 for Sander, 2.41 for Mochi. It's getting really close. If Sander could have just won the gammon in the previous game, he would have been up 2-0. But now it's so close for both the match point and the PR point. 3-1. Ooh, that's a mistake from Mochi here. 51 millipoint mistake. Mochi is leading in the race. He's established an advanced anchor, and this is when you actually want to play safe. Just go for a running game and don't risk your race equity. So Mochi made a little bit of an overplay here. He's not supposed to go for the blitz attack with 9 men in the zone. And funny enough, Mochi made a comment on that meme last week when with all the Roman soldiers running into war, and then the general says, "Stop! You're just 9 men in the zone." And then Mochi commented on it, "You can blitz with 9 men in the zone," and that's exactly what he did, and it was a mistake. Mochi just blitzed with 9 men in the zone. Yeah, now he's kind of forced to make this hitting play. I guess it's the right play, right? Because everything else leaves you so exposed. Sander hits back. Okay, so this is really exciting. Sander doesn't have a double yet, of course. He needs to come in. But he does have a racing lead if he can just come in. He doesn't. He dances. Crucial dance. Sander takes a big, deep breath. Yeah, that was a... Okay, look at the switching play. Yeah, Mochi. Nice play. Yes. It's actually a classic Sander. Lylloff played that one. But Mochi, of course, he knows it as well. Sander dances again. This is a cube, I think. I think we have a cube here. 2 men on the bar. Isn't this a double? It's a 3-point match. I think Mochi missed a double. Come on, Matze. We get to see. Show us the hint. Okay, his PR went up, so I think he missed a double. But we didn't get to see how big it was. Sander dances. Yeah, this is too good to double, clearly. Oh, and he doubles a big blunder. I think the PR point is going to go to Sander now. That was a big one. He should have cubed last time. This one is way too good to double. Even in a 3-point match, your too good to double point is significantly earlier than it is in a 7-point match, for instance, or for money game. So that was a big blunder. I think it was the biggest blunder so far, actually, in this match. So Mochi's PR just went up to 2.95. That was I think that was a deciding factor here for one of the 2 points. So Mochi needs to split his back checkers here because he's losing the anchor war. I would go for a major split. But the thing is, I just talked about this idea yesterday with Oliver Squire and Justin Noel. When every time your enemy has this 9-point mate, the small split is quite nice actually with an ace. But Sander has an advanced anchor, so Mochi should go for... Yeah, I think actually Mochi made a blunder there. His PR went all the way up to 3.22. You gotta make a big split because Sander has made an advanced anchor. You gotta go for an advanced anchor yourself. Okay, now he finally gets to step up with a bigger split. Sander, yeah, this could be a double. You gotta be super aggressive here. 3 away, 2 away. I call it gammon go light. I think this is a double. Am I wrong here? No, I was not wrong. That was a big cube from Sander. His PR just went all the way up to 2.6. But again, we didn't get to see it. Now he lost his market. This would have been a money take, but At this score, it's not a take, and a 3-away, 2-away. And Mochi knows it. I don't see him taking this cube. The 3-away, 2-away here. Yeah, he just gives it up rather quick. You could take it for money perhaps, but not at this score. 3-away, 2-away. Yeah, Sander made a...
The Tempest Game Clock. The best thing to happen to game timers since the hourglass.
So now the score is 2-away, 2-away, which means that it's essentially going to be double match point. Sander, okay, double 3. Maybe Sander's not going to double here. You just need to be a 50.1% favorite here. Then you want to double. Okay, Sander doesn't double. Oh, he rolls a double 3. Okay, you definitely want to step up with the anchor because you're losing the anchor war. So you definitely at least want to get up to the 21 point. And after playing the first 2 threes, you got to consider whether you want to make the 10 point or you want to make the 18 point. Or you could also make the 5 point, actually. But that's slightly inferior. I think the real choice here is between coming all the way out to the 18 point, where you are really winning the anchor war, or you want to unstack the midpoint and block your opponent's 6s by making the 10 point. Both plays are so nice, you know. It's just such a great roll, but the trap is to make the 5 point. It's not as important to make the 5 point here. You're giving up your 8 point in the process. Your opponent has already made an advanced anchor. No, Sander, you gotta come up. You definitely gotta come up. Good play, Sander. Okay, he makes a small mistake, but at least he doesn't blunder. Yeah, okay, there's the cube. You know, I think Mochi might be a slight underdog here. I'm not sure, but there are market losers, and if not, he's going to get doubled anyway next time, so it can never be a mistake to double. I would have double slotted here, actually, with 4-1. Slotting the 5 and the 4 point. Okay, Mate made a small mistake. So remember, the UBC rule states that the matches has to be analyzed with XG++. So the error rate we see here is not the final error rate. But I would be surprised if it were to change all that much. Double 2 for Sander. They keep rolling doubles. Again, Sander has the racing advantage, so he should step up to the 16 point. But then again, he has another decision. Do we come all the way or do we come down? I like this play. I think that's a great compromise. Unstacking and building the crucial 11 point. The 11 point has even more value when the 5 point is open. 5-3 is nice. Sander's taking the lead here. Now he's like more than a 60% favorite in this position. He has a racing advantage and he has Mochi trapped in a holding game. It might even be like a 65-35 proposition at this point. 2-1 is not particularly good because the holding games are very much race oriented. So with 2-1, Mochi could catch up if he rolls a big double. Yeah, it's actually the best play. So Sander's taking a look at it. 4-2 Mochi. Okay, yeah, something like that looks correct. 6-4. Is this when you just want to go to make the 7 point? You're going to leave 4 shots, 6-1 and 2-5. That's it. I think you do want to make the 7 point. It's just so nice. It's close, you know, leaving 4 shots. That's the downside. 4 shots out of 36, so 1 in 9 times he's going to get hit here, but every time he doesn't, he has the great asset made, the 7 point, which makes it much easier. Oh, double 1, he can make the 5 point here. Beautiful. But it's a little bit the same decision here. Do you want to keep leaving 4 shots? But again, he gets such a big compensation for it. You know, he can make the 5 point. It's going to make it so much easier the rest of the game to bring your checkers home safely. So, of course, it's the right play. Okay, Mochi is just slotting, preparing his position. 4-1. Finally, Sander gets to have a 0 position. That's a position where you leave 0 shots for the enemy. Yeah, 4-4. That, I think it's a good roll for Mochi because he catches up in the race. He's just 1-5 or 6 away from actually winning the race here. But of course, Sander has the advantage. He's the one with full freedom. Mochi is still trapped, and it's not going to be that easy for Mochi to realize his racing equity. That's a great shot by Sander. He's going to come down with all 3, make the 10 point, and then just play 13 or 10-7 with the last 3. Excellent shot, and it removes the 6 from the equation. If Mochi were to roll a 6, he only gets to play 12 pips, not 24, and he's still stuck behind Sander's prime. Yeah, okay, so Mochi is basically conceding the position here in terms of just accepting that he's playing a holding game here, trying to wait it out. Let's see if he can get lucky later on, rolling a big double to try to catch up in the race, or if he could get lucky enough to hit a shot. I think Sander is probably a 75% favorite in this position. Yeah, this is a question of the race, and Sander seems to be sufficiently ahead in the race, 17 pips after the move. That's enough to you want to clear from the rear. You don't want to keep your prime structure to try to keep your enemy blocked. It's okay to clear from the rear when you're up 17 pips. I like this play. I like it a lot. Nice play, Sander. Really good technical play here because he's preparing to clear the rear points, and he doesn't leave any shots if he roll a 6. So what a lovely play. Okay, Mochi has to convert into a one-man holding game here by coming out. It also gives him the best chance in terms of racing because he's not burying checkers and creating wastage. But the downside is, of course, that he could get attacked and be put on the bar. And if that happens, he loses the game immediately. It's looking good for Sander here. It looks like a 2-point win for Sander in this match so far, but it's not over yet. Mochi has 21% winning chances. There's a 6. That's the reason why Sander made that play with a 4-1. 2-1 for Mochi. This is a terrible position for Mochi. He has to get really lucky here. This looks like a 2-point win for Sander Lylloff. (5-1) doesn't leave a shot. Okay, Mochi's gonna stay back, of course. He's gonna stay back. Is he gonna save a 6 in the outfield there? Or is he just gonna come in and slot the 6 point? Okay, he chooses to save a 6. Okay, he's down to 8 seconds on the clock. I didn't even notice that. But of course, this is... I don't think that there are any more decisions in this match, to be honest. Mochi is forced to run. And he's got very slim chances here in this race. 5% or something like that. Okay, 4-1. It's actually the worst roll for Sander. Mochi actually gained a little bit of winning chances there. I mean, it's not completely over yet. We've seen crazier things, right? Okay, 1. That's a powerful roll for Team Orange. 3-1. Not good enough, Mochi. Can he make it? He needs to roll a 6 or 5 on the next roll. He's down to 1 in 1,000 according to XG. Is Mochi's winning chances here? No, that's it. I think that is it. Sander doesn't roll an 8. Okay, he does roll an ace. So there is a theoretical chance here for Mochi. He needs to get 4 checkers off. No, he doesn't. I think that's it. 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. Yeah, that's it. Nope, that's not it. He can still make it. Now he needs to get four men off. Anything else is not gonna cut it. That's not enough. Wow, fist bump.